Welcome back to our SketchUp for Schools tutorial series. We are working on our plan set 1 from the Harley Blueprint series, and in this second episode we are going to work on the foundation for our plot or for our potting shed. In our first episode, we finished up the overall plot. We put in where the house what it would be at, and we put in where the actual potting shed is going to be. We're not going to actually do anything with the house. Everything with that is currently done. Everything from this point onward is strictly focusing on the potting shed itself. We do have the overall drawings, so we're going to use the drawing 3 out of the 6 in order to construct the actual foundation for this. And the foundation is going to be just an all concrete foundation that you would kind of see here in Texas. So, going to erase my 13 by 12 dimensions. We have turned our plot into a group. That way anything going forward is going to be its own individual groups. First thing we're going to do is take the rectangle tool and just draw a rectangle covering that whole area. We're then going to take the push-pull tool and let's pull this up 6 inches. We're then going to go underneath and from here we need to take the offset tool, which is underneath the push-pull tool, and create a 12-inch offset. Next, take the push-pull tool again, click on the outside ring, and we're going to pull that towards you 12 inches. So that overall we have our 6-inch up here, and we've pulled in the outside ring down 12 inches. One of the problems that you may run into is if you are pulling down, whenever you pull anything down, that you're pulling down the top as well. Click on the control key in order to toggle a new face, and that will create a new face, and that will kind of solve that issue. At this point we need to fix the inside part. So right now the gap is 6 inches, which is not the way it should be. The top covering of the concrete is actually only 3.5 inches. We then have a 2-inch layer of gravel, and then rest is dirt. So I want to kind of look at the rectangle at this kind of angle. We're then going to take the push-pull tool and push that down, and we're going to push that down 2.5. We're then going to hit the control key in order to bring up the little plus symbol. In order to make a new face, we're going to click on that layer, bring it up, type in 2, enter, and that's going to be our gravel. So to close everything up, let's triple click on it, right click, make this a component, foundation, click OK. If we click on the new outliner panel, we can see that we now have a plot, which is a group, and you can tell it's grouped by that little icon. And we have a foundation, which is a component, which is that little icon. So that's how you tell the difference between groups and components in this new updated outliner or updated outliner panel in SketchUp for Schools. So just to make sure that everything is looking the way we want it to look, we're going to click on the tape measure, click on the section plane, go over here to the right side, go ahead and click on it, hit the M key in order to, or select that section plane, hit the M key, and let's go about halfway through. And so this is what we should have. So we have this right here is all concrete. We have a thin layer of gravel, and then everything else would be dirt. So let's take our paint bucket tool. We're going to click on to bring up all the different textures. Click on asphalt concrete, and let's click on this polished concrete old. I do have everything into a group, so I need to edit component. Let's paint all of these outside pieces. All of this outside ring is concrete. Then let's go to landscape. Let's try to find some little gravel, which I think is that right there. Yeah, gravel 1 inch. And let's go ahead and paint that top part. So I'm going to go with that. Next, let's take our dimensions. We're going to place a few different dimensions in here. We're going to place one there. We're going to place another one there. And why is that off? So for some reason mine's off, so I'm going to try to figure out why. So let's bring this up. There we go. So we have that. Let's check our other measurements. So that's going to be our 2 inches, which is correct. One thing that we can do is if we come over here to model info, click on this big letter T for text, we can change how these look. So I want to click on the slash. I also want to go ahead and do a line to above the dimension line. And I want to increase the font to, let's try 18. Click on Update All Dimensions. That way we can kind of get this look. I think that will work for what we're going to do. Go ahead and line up to where you can see both dimensions and everything overall. And then go ahead and take your screenshot from there. If you need to move things around, you can just click on them, take your move tool, and you can move these down and around however you need to in order to better align with how things, so that way you can get things seen. So at this point, we have created our foundation. We've turned it into a group or a component. Doesn't really matter which one for this right here, as it's only going to be the one. So both works. So we set it up. In our next episode, we're going to start creating our wall. Start putting in where the door is going to be, where the window is going to be, and we have a small little closet inside. At this point, make sure that you do save your progress. Go in here. I go to Save As. Go in here and rename it as your initials underscore PS1 underscore foundation. That way you have your initial one. Now we have our foundation, and then in our next episode we will start working on our third episode. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes in this playlist and on my channel.